Ask me about Barb Buchwach, and I'll begin a story that spans 40 years. Sharing the responsibilities of dorm mother gave us a lifelong bond. Although she has a large, loving family of her own, she welcomed me as a sister. In every life decision I faced, she would toast me a bagel and smother it with onion, tomato, and cheese and make it feel like home. Barb has that gift of making every person she meets feel like her day was made for the moment she spends with you. You'll walk away with a feeling of being loved unconditionally, and most likely a slice of banana bread or a container of soup. I could list all of the challenges we face, but they're less important now, fading farther into the background noise every day. What remains salient are the smaller moments, mostly set in Barb's kitchen. There, I've cried 1,000 tears, laughed until my ribs ached, and been embraced by unconditional love. She was one of the first people I wanted to walk with. I almost abandoned this project before it began, but tapping into Barb's wisdom was worth taking the first steps. She had offered me counsel and comfort so many times. Who better to guide me? I listened to our recording many times before taking to the computer to document it. I know I will listen to it again and again. I laugh at her tone and first words every time. Ironically, it began far differently than I expected. All right, we're ready.
All right, come on. Let's get this walk over with. I'm serious.
All right, well, first of all, your hair looks fantastic. Does that mean you haven't done chemo in a while?
The lung nodules grew a little bit, but they're still very tiny. I think she wants my body to have a break because I had a long chemo session. I mean, I did chemo for 15 months straight. Most people get 6 months.
Damn.
So that's why, because I told her, I don't feel great a lot. My muscles are so sore, blah, blah, blah. She said, first of all, you have to remember you have pancreatic cancer. I go, really? And then she said, and you had a lot of chemo, and you had radiation, and you just had surgery on Monday. I go, oh, so this is normal to feel like this. So I have my hair until I start the chemo again.
While Barb attributes her strength in battling pancreatic cancer to her community of family and friends, she also blames the stress in her life for its occurrence.
I think I did it to myself. I just never seem to be able to get it all together on my own. Want to be the best at all I do as a mother, as a worker with my house, and I just couldn't get it all done. So it would stay in my mind all the time and cause me stress. And I've been in sales for 22 years, and anytime you're in sales, it's stressful. I think what I would probably tell myself is to think of me and think of it as my job to take care of this body. And I always put myself last because I could. And I just ran out of time. Not that I didn't want to do stuff for myself, I just ran out of time. And the other things to me were more important.
When you say you ran out of time, you mean you thought you'd get to you?
Yeah. And I just didn't. So I didn't get that walk in. And I didn't go get a massage once a month. And I didn't make myself something extra healthy to eat. Because I'd run out of time in the day. So if I had to guess, I would say it's all that.
We walk in silence for a little bit. I don't pretend to know what we are all rushing toward, but I know we have made time our enemy until we realize it's finite, until that's palpable. Our pace is slow. Unlike other walks, we aren't exercising. We're just putting one foot in front of the other. The fall air and the warm sun seem the perfect background to steal this time together.
And maybe that's why I'm doing well, because it's the first time in my life I've had no stress, and I have everything I wanted. I don't know, everything's just working out now, and I don't have stress, and I think that's really helping me. I just love my kids, my house, my family, my friends.
Isn't it amazing? It takes a pancreatic cancer diagnosis to get you to the point that you say, I don't have stress.
I know. You're right, Liz. That's so true.
While we both burst into momentary laughter at the irony, she offers some of the most profound advice I have received thus far. She reminds me that I cannot let disappointment define me. When any one of us are in it, we feel like it is the end of the world. It's not. That thing that happened is not what is important in our lives. It is the way we get through it that affects our body, our mind, and our heart. Somehow we have to get ourselves into a space of believing that where I am where I'm supposed to be. There's always solutions.
You have to take ego out of it, because ego is you, thinking about you. It's really your ego to see if you're good enough. And I think you have to let that go and know that there is a higher power, whatever that may be. So let it happen. And the key is that no matter what you do, you need to have a passion for that.
We both realize we've had experiences in our lives when we were truly focused without ego. The majority of those moments are when our children suffered. Life can bring you to your knees when you're a mother. Without knowing from where you draw your strength, you stand and place one foot in front of the other. Barb jokes that sometimes strength comes from
Xanax.
but we know it comes from our community of love.
But I probably didn't get through those times as well. That's what I say. Those were stressful times. And it would always affect my stomach. I mean, I remember plain as day, Danny was 12.
Yeah.
So that means Leah was only 6.
Yeah.
And Danny was so sick and
Yep.
ended up in the hospital. And my fears were he has some really bad disease
Yep.
or something wrong. And immediately I was sick.
Yep.
And I couldn't take care of my 2 kids that were at home. And you came and you took care of them.
Well,
And then I calmed.
And I guess I've never said to you what I saw was a woman who stepped up for her child and also let go so that you could really focus on that one child. Isn't that what you were saying is the community?
Yes. Yeah, good point, because that got me through that night. Yes.
I mean, that is part of community. It's not just giving, it's also receiving.
And most people, if they love you, they want to do something
Right.
for you anyways, and they aren't really sure what to do.
Right.
So I've gotten better with that. I'll ask people. I called Jeannie today and asked her if she was going to Kroger. And she was. Big Dan and Matt, they took Mac to my vet and got them taken care of. I've always cherished my friendships and
Right.
my relationships. And over the years, when I'm good, I would do anything I could
Yeah.
for someone else.
Yeah.
And that's a lot easier than for someone doing for you. It just, I don't know, it just is. But now I'm getting good with it. I say, sure.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Or, sure, you can do that for me. But I still have it in me that I think, what can I do back for them?
No.
You know.
Believe
but-
me, you did hit me with that last time. We randomly walk through a variety of topics as we near the end of the sidewalk. FMLA, IVF, QVC, and she tucks in a sampling of other insights that could each be the topic for a later walk. Show up. You don't have to bring anything, just you. And if you can't get there, write. When you have the energy, take advantage of it. The more you go through in your life, the stronger you are. And then you realize this is life. There is no fairy tale, and sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. We have to be willing to tell our stories. Others may judge, but that cannot be our worry. Unlike others I walk with, I handed Barb the magic wand, even if there are no fairy tales, and asked her to chart the course for my life ahead. She told me to make other Liz Hoffreiters. The irony in that takes my breath away. I have too often worried that my girls would end up like me. She reminded me, as only a lifelong friend can do, especially one that is facing pancreatic cancer head-on, that I was strong, the collateral beauty of the challenges I have faced. I needed to take advantage of that. She urged me to choose a path full of work that I not only love, but one that leaves me time to travel and to visit with Grace, to go to Ella's things, and be involved in her life as much as a 16-year-old will allow, and to sit with her, my friend Barb. She nudged me and whispered almost inaudibly, "You need to do that. You need that time, because that's who you are, and you don't want to regret that." Naturally, she sends me off with a container of soup.
Thanks for walking with Barb Buchwach. To hear and read more from Liz Hoffreiter and the Walk With Me project, head over to hoffreiter.com. That's HOFREUTER.com to browse all 50 walks today. Thanks again, and keep walking.